What's up, guys? It's Cigar Carpenter Mike, and as it is the end of 2025, it's time for my top 25 cigars of 2025. I only went with cigars that I had reviewed on my independent channel, Cigar Carpenter. I didn't include cigars that we smoked on Cigars Unbanded, our Thursday night live stream, in partnership with Small Batch. Unless I had then reviewed those cigars independently on my channel. You should check out that live stream though. We have cigars that have been unbanded and bands with just numbers on them put on them, and then we live review them, vote on what tier they are, F through like S tier, and then it gets revealed to us what it is. That's a good time. The audience smokes along with us. Check it out. Anyway. So here's my top 25 of 2025. Last year, 2024, people commented that there were some expensive cigars on the list. There's some expensive cigars on this list too, but there's also plenty of them that are affordable. So it's a good mix. It's not a top 25 budget cigars list. It's truly the best cigars I smoked this year. So number 25. Is the Patoro VAXO, and I had it in like the Bellicoso size. I believe there's two different sizes. It had like really delicious, like well-aged Dominican tobacco notes. There's like some crisp white pepper to start. There's like toasty bread and peanuts. There's hints of citrus. There's like a dense, creamy smoke texture the whole time. Some aged floral cedar like joins in the second third. There's a nice lingering chocolatey note on the finish. In the final third, the notes get like deeper and more toasty. The pepper transitions to a black pepper. It gets strong enough to kind of actually like bite the sinuses, which is nice at the end of the cigar. It kind of like livens up the final third. And yeah, it's the only thing I wish there was the chocolatey notes were a little bit more present, but overall, that's a fantastic cigar. That Patoro VAXO, number 25. Now, number 24, the Chamali Pangu. I had the Chamali Pioneer and the Chamali Dynasty and the Pangu. They're all pretty good. My favorite though by far was the Pangu. It was very well balanced. It was like somewhat linear, but it was delicious. It had nice musty tobacco notes. You'll notice a pattern in the cigars that I like. There's nuttiness. There's sweet, creamy notes. There's a little bit of spice that presents as like white pepper at times, and other times there's like this cinnamon note to it. It's like musty floral notes. There's a little bit of like an apricot fruity note at one point in time. There's toasty marshmallow, like nutty, buttery hay with a touch of salt in the second third. Like that note sealed the deal. That was a fantastic cigar. So that's a Chamali Pangu at number 24 in the 5x47 Robusto size. Then on to number 23. The Ashton Symmetry, and I'm only laughing. I had it in the 5x50 Robusto. I'm laughing because Peter of the Cigar Collective, the main host on Cigars Unbanded, he's not an Ashton guy. He will talk bad whenever he can, and it's funny when you like something that your buddies don't. It's because you can give each other a little crap back and forth. But that thing had like a brown sugar note. It had like a fig-like sweetness. There was like this like savory like umami thing going on that like hit like soy sauce at one point. It was actually Skinny Money had messaged me. He was like, hey man, smoke this cigar. One of my buddies can't quite pick up the note, and I think that was like the note. He couldn't put a name to the note. But I also had like savory aged tobacco. There was like a nutty mushroom like funkiness in it that kind of transitioned into just like a classic Dominican aged funkiness towards the end. There's like a cinnamon raisin bread note, but like the raisin was figs instead of raisins. There's nutty breadiness. It's a great balance of sweet and savory with a little bit of like moderate cinnamon spice in there. That one knocked it out of the park. That was a great example of that Ashton Symmetry in that Robusto size at number 23. Now number 22, it's a little unorthodox. As far as cigars go, it's a Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Stillwell Star Navy, the 1056. I've had the aromatic versions of the Stillwell Stars, and I think the Bayou and this Navy. And I don't really dig the aromatics. I don't dig aromatic pipe tobacco either. I didn't love the Bayou, but this Navy was great. It had like a nutty, smoky leather note, nice oriental tobacco spice. It had like floral citrusy notes, leathery apricots, plum-like notes. It's like a great combination of Latakia, Orientals, Virginias, and Navy rations. You can taste the qualities of each one of the different pipe tobaccos. And it helps that I love Navy pipe blends. But you can taste all those different varietals of pipe tobacco, and the wrapper and binder do not like overpower it. I think the binder is like a San Andres and the wrapper is like some sort of Habano or something. Either way, at 22, that Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Stillwell Star Navy 1056, really tasty. Now at number 21, there's the Plasencia Colorado Claro Alma Fuerte 601. That's the green banded hexagon one. That one surprised me. JD actually sent me that one like a while ago. That one had like a year or two of age on it. It had like a musty floral cedar with some light spice. There was like creamy macadamia nuts and mild coffee. There was a sweet citrus note. There was cinnamon spice at times. There was like a leathery butter with an apricot finish, I said in that review. Citrusy notes throughout. Breadiness. And then there was like this, it was weird at first, but then it got interesting and good. There was like a minty note on the draw, retro, and finish in the second third. And then on the long finish on the final third. The peppery note ramped up nicely throughout the cigar. Like it started out mild and then it got more peppery, never overbearing, but it was just a nice touch on the cigar. Very interesting. Thanks JD for sending that one. That was at number 21. Now at number 20. At time of filming, I haven't actually put this video out yet. It'll be out like a day or two before I put this video out. At number 20, the My Father Flor de las Antillas Toro San Andres, the TAA one. I had it in the 6x54 Toro. That thing had like nice musty floral notes, like a dense macadamia nut nuttiness. There was like a somewhat tart raisin note. There was light oak. It never got super duper woody, but it was a nice level of oak with some earthy coffee, and it had like hints of chocolate syrup. And then on the second third, there's a tart hay-like note that comes into the profile. That coffee note combines with the chocolate syrup to make like a mocha-like flavor. And eventually that macadamia nut got like toastier and denser and kind of transitioned to like a popcorn kernel note, like the popcorn kernels at the end of your bag of popcorn or bowl or whatever. And then a savory note joins in on the final third, and then like some pepper ramps up and settles on the palate at the end there. It's a really tasty cigar. I actually grabbed a box of it because with TAA releases, you never know how long they're going to be around, and that one's one of those really reasonable price points. So that's the Flor de las Antillas Toro San Andres at number 20. So at number 19, this is one I should have bought a box of, but I didn't. And I can't now, unless somebody has one. They want to talk to me about it. There was a Room 101 Johnny Tobacconaut 10th anniversary. Now, I don't love the regular Johnny Tobacconaut. I think it's okay. One of those I'd smoke it again, but I don't care if I smoke it again. But that thing had like a really decent spice at the light up on the retro, kind of biting, but then that tones down throughout the cigar and lets the other flavors shine through. It had like a toasted musty oak, a sweet note that like at the beginning, it's sweet fruity note. At the beginning kind of reminded me of like strawberry Twizzlers. It also had like cocoa and coffee in the profile. And the second third, that fruity note transitioned from like strawberry Twizzlers to like apricot. I don't know. It was a really interesting cigar. The oak got downright like danky in the towards the end, and there was like toasty peanuts that joined the profile. Really interesting combination of flavors. I really enjoyed it. I wish I had more than one left. That's one of those ones that I'm sad that I don't have a box. Then here is one for number 18 that we actually had on Unbanded. It's the HVC La Rosa 520 10th anniversary in the Originale size. that was like, it had this hay note that was like simultaneously creamy and like musty, like aged tobacco at the same time. It had like creamy cashews with a floral hint to it. There was a sweet breadiness. There was like cream heavy coffee. It was like coffee with cream in it, but like a bunch of cream. There was like a buttery sugar cookie-like note that transitioned into like a pancake-like note further on in the cigar. Hints of leather, some citrus on the retro. In the last 2/3, there was like this bright golden raisin note. And then just little whiffs of spice here and there. It's a really well-balanced cigar at a reasonable price. Punches above its price point for sure. That one was one of those, I think it got rated S tier on Cigars Unbanded, and then everybody watching immediately went and got boxes. And then they disappeared from the internet. So there's another reason to watch Unbanded. We'll find random bangers and then people just go wild and buy them out, I guess. And then at number 17, I got representation from I think all of the major tobacco producing countries here in this list. Number 17, we've got the Romeo y Julieta Wide Churchills from 2024 is the one I reviewed here. It's got like that nice like musty Cuban hay note. There's like a nice almond cookie-like note that at times is like toasty. It's got hints of vanilla. It's got this nice floral note that's like not overpowering whatsoever. It's kind of like a rosewater sort of thing. There's little hints of cherry, very creamy smoke texture. For me, it's a must-try Cuban. If you're looking to get into that world, try that one out for sure. I think at the end of the review, I was like, I'm gonna shut this camera off and nub it because it's nice. And it was. It's a very nice cigar. So then, at number 16, another Cuban, the Quai d'Orsay 50. This one was from 2019. I believe this was sent to me by AZ. Thank you, AZ. That also had like musty aged hay notes. There was hints of citrus in it. There was floral undertones in that cigar, again, with like a musty aged note to it. There was like Brazil nuts and honey. There was a finish of like coffee with sweet cream. It was just a delicious little cigar. It's my favorite Quai d'Orsay of the line. I did a shootout where I reviewed every one of them but the Senadores. I did like the 50, the 52, the 54, and then I'm not remembering what the longer, skinnier one is. But that was my favorite out of all the regular production Quai d'Orsays. So that's why that one was at number 16, the Quai d'Orsay 50. Then, at number 15, we've got the Foundation 10-year anniversary. I wasn't sure that I would love that cigar because it looks a lot like the Night Commander, and I don't love the Night Commander. So going into it, I purchased one, and I ended up liking it a lot. There was like musty aged Nicaraguan tobacco notes. It's doing that really well. It's got nice stone fruit notes. There's this coffee note that's got like this malted chocolate vibe to it. Really nice. There's like danky earthiness in it, toasted oak, peanuts, and like a reasonable balance of spice. I think that one's gonna age really well too and just get better. Excuse me. Great 10-year anniversary cigar. They knocked it out of the park with that one. That's why that one is number 15 on my list. Great job, Nick, on that 10-year anniversary cigar. Then, getting into number 14, I have a 2025 Davidoff Millennium Short Robusto. Shaunicus of Shaunicus Smokes actually sent me a 2025 and a 2015 to do a comparative review on. So I've got both those videos up. I preferred the 2025. It had a nice musty floral oak with creamy coffee. There was like this white chocolate note with a fruitiness I just couldn't put my finger on. Eventually I came to the conclusion that it was almost like pear, a pear undertone on that. There's toasted walnuts in the first third. That transitioned into like almonds in the second third. The whole thing had a very creamy smoke texture and mouthfeel. There's little bits of leather. In the final third, the musty note turned into like a peaty note, and I really enjoy peaty notes in cigars. The final third also brought some pepper to the long finish. There's a decent amount of complexity, and it changes over the duration of the cigar, like the flavor notes, and that's pretty impressive considering, I mean, that's like a 4.5-inch cigar. It's really small. That one for sure, if you smoke it slow, it'll reward you. I think I noted in that review that it actually took me quite a while to smoke that cigar, even though it was 4.5 inches, because I just putzed through it. And with any cigar, if you smoke it slower, it smokes cooler and you get more flavors. If you're just cheeching that thing up, it's gonna get real hot, you're gonna wash out the flavors. So, at number 13, I have the Alex Glez Ambassador 109. That thing is delicious. That's a longer cigar. It takes quite a while to smoke, like 2 hours. It's got smooth, sweet cedar in it. It's got like an almond pound cake note at first, which gains like a sweet, creamy element later on in the cigar. It's got balanced cinnamon spice in it. It's got macadamia nuts, light coffee with lots of sweet cream. There's a smooth floral cedar note towards the middle with toasted almonds. It kind of gives you Cuban-y vibes without being Cuban-esque. I don't know how else to put that. If you know about Alex Glez and where he came from, kind of makes sense. He's blending with Nicaraguan tobacco, but with a Cuban palate. So it's fantastic. There's mild hints of leather in it. Eventually, like that almond pound cake note gets like nice and toasty. And then there's like a graham cracker long finish in the final third. Like it's truly a crescendo cigar where it just gets better as you smoke it. So that's why at number 13, I've got the AG Ambassador 109. Delicious cigar, Alex. Then at number 12, this particular example I reviewed was from 2019. They're still good. They still continue to be good now. But the Ramon Allones Specially Selected, the Cuban one, not the AJ one. That's one of my favorite bolder Cubans. It's got really nice musty aged tobacco notes. There's almost like a fruity floral note in there. There's toasted almonds with like citrusy tart notes. And then there's gingerbread on the long finish. But then later in the cigar, it got like, in the second third, I think it was, that gingerbread note got like this like sweet creaminess to it that like it reminded me of like gingerbread with like with a cream cheese frosting on it. It was so good. There's creamy vanilla note in the final third, little blips of coffee in it. That's a fantastic cigar. That's another one that, well, any of the Cubans on this list, like you got to try them out if you have access to them. They're great. So that's why that Ramon Allones is at number 12. Then, at number 11, I have the Opus X Siri Heaven and Earth Taurus the Bull Natural. This is actually like the highest priced one on this list. Because those Heaven and Earth series get a little ridiculous. With all the notes together, it kind of sounds like a basic cigar. It's got cedar, which is the base note in most Fuentes. It's got like gobs of that Fuente Dominican funkiness that they do so well. It transitions from like a savory, like deep mushroomy funk to a more toned down, like standard Fuente funk. The cedar note is incredibly smooth the whole cigar. It's never sharp. There's citrusy notes. There's raisiny notes, but they're like a nice bright raisin as opposed to like a thick molassesy note. There's sweet floral notes, nutty citrusy leather with raisin undertones in the second, third retro. Like everything is balanced so well. Like I said, they're all basic notes you can get in lots of cigars, but it is done so incredibly well. I hate that I love this cigar because, like I said, it's the highest priced one on this list, but in my opinion, it's worth it. I've had a decent number of the Heaven and Earth series cigars, and I think that's the only one that I've considered like, yeah, I'll get some more of those. Really good. So now we're getting into the top 10. At number 10, another Fuente. I had a 2017 like original release Don Carlos The Man. It's the one that says The Man on the band. And I had a new one. This one was just way better because it was like 8 years aged. Apparently aging does these things really well. It had creamy cedar. It had this like sunflower seed nuttiness to it. It had some cinnamon. It had light leather. It had cashews at some points. There was like this creamy strawberry note that was the one that really pushed it up. It had like a Nella wafer note point at points within the cigar, like graham crackers in the final third. I know it's going to be impossible to find a 2017 The Man, but if you find one, get one, obviously, or get some fresh ones and like revisit them over the years. Like I said, I enjoyed the fresh one I had. It was just an interesting experiment. This is another one where I smoked a new one and I smoked a really aged one, just like I did with the Millenniums. And both were good, but the aged one knocked it out of the park. Pick yourself up some DC The Man's, the one that says The Man on it, and smoke one now and let them marinate. That cigar is fantastic. That's why it hit my number 10. So now at number 9, we've got the Bandolero Premium, the 55 ring gauge size. I don't love Bandolero. The majority of their cigars, I'm not huge on, but that Premium was just fantastic. I went into it thinking I would think it was mediocre, but I loved it. It had like nice hay notes in it, ramped up to like a floral cedar by the final third, but the majority of the cigar, it was like the hay was the woodiness note. There were sweet citrusy notes with like a stone fruit hint. It kind of reminded me of like a nice Virginia pipe tobacco, that sweet citrusy note. There were creamy, sweet, bready notes. There were touches of spice, but it was never overpowering. There's creamy macadamia nuts on that thing. The first and second third had a sweet cream throughout. The final third had like a creamy stone fruit citrus combo with a macadamia nut lingering after the retro. There was a nice tart raisiny note with a touch of leather on the long finish. Smooth, sweet floral note throughout. That Bandolero Premium, that one was a true surprise for me because Bandolero is kind of selected tobacco's like more affordable line. This Premium is less affordable. It's more in line with like an Atabay price, but it's worth it to me. Obviously it hit number 9, and that was a truly unexpected result for that one, going into it. So at number 8, I have the 2024 Ferio Tego Generoso, which is interesting because in the previous years, I had enjoyed the Elegancia better of that kind of dual release. This year though, the 2024 was released this year. This year, the Generoso was the one for me. It had like a savory, deep cedar to start with like a peanut nuttiness. There was toasty bread and this toffee note. And there was this savory like umami thing going on mixed with coffee. Later on in the cigar, there's like dark chocolate with toasted toffee, peanuts. There's an aged tobacco funkiness. There's a smooth like floral cedar with like this, with that umami note kind of like got a little saltier and like turned into like little whiffs of like soy sauce, which sounds weird, but it's really good. There was like nutty cereal grain notes, more toffee-like notes as it continued to go on. The coffee gained like a mocha-like note, and eventually like that toasty breadiness turned into almost a sourdough-like note. It was a very savory cigar with that toffee sweet note throughout. Very good balance of like savory and sweet. Not much spice after light up, but it was enough going on in the cigar that it wasn't really missed. The fact that there really wasn't much spice to it, that was a delicious cigar. Again, a surprise to me because it hasn't been my favorite of the Elegancia and Generoso combo in past years. I believe last year the Elegancia got on my list because that 2023 really hit it for me. So that's the Ferio Tego 2024 Generoso at number 8. So number 7, another Fuente. Weird, I know. I enjoy Fuente. It's the Opus X Rosado Oro Oscuro. That was like a couple years old. I had it in the Perfection X size, the 6 1/4 by 49. Historically, that hasn't been my favorite of the Opus X line. It's got quite a bit of punch to it compared to the rest of them as far as like boldness of flavor. This one was, I think, 2 or 3 years old. It had that musty Dominican funkiness that Fuente has like perfected, in my opinion. It had some earthy oak. Like I said, it's the boldest Opus in my experience, but it had toned down nicely. There was like musty floral notes, a sweet raisiny toffee note, deeply toasted almonds. At one point, there was like a raisinette note, and buttery coffee. There was like a savory umami funkiness in the second third. The oak transitioned into a cedar as the cigar progressed. The second third also had, it turns out this is like a Midwestern specific thing. There's a snack food company called Old Dutch, and they make these pretzels called butter spinzels. And they're like stick pretzels that are kind of chunky and twisted, and they're like really buttery. And that note it just jumped in my face on that second third, and it was fantastic. If you're from the Midwest and you've had butter spinzels, you'll know what I'm talking about, but just think really buttery pretzel. Anyway, around that point in time, the almond nuttiness like transitioned into like a deeper peanutty like note. The coffee gets deeper in the final third. The cigar got like this peaty quality to it, which again, I said earlier, I love. There also becomes like this red pepper spice bite in the final third. And then that peanutty note turns into like a toasty peanut brittle. It's really good. I guess that one, you hold on to that thing for a couple of years and it really hits a sweet spot. They're still good to start, but I guess a couple years of age on that really does it for me. So that brings me to number 6. The Avowed, the Vow, the 1125. What's it called? It's called like a Robusto Grande or something. It's a 5.5 by 55. It's like a fat, kind of long Robusto. That's my favorite Avowed cigar. Like I enjoyed the Vows, the 702 and like 629, I think are the names of the other sizes. But the Vow in that 1125 specifically was super nice. It had like a very nice, like smooth, refined oak. It's not overpowering like oak can often be in cigars. It had musty aged tobacco notes. Weird, it's pattern for me. I really like that note. It had florality done right. It wasn't like too perfumey. It had like a Brazil nut like nuttiness, and like this note like hit me right in the face, and I loved it. It had like a brown butter note to it. It was super good. There's a subtle chocolatey note on the finish, and then like there was this fruitiness that I couldn't quite pinpoint. And then somebody said it, and I was like, they're exactly right. There was like a guava, like semi-earthy, like tropical fruity note kind of in the background on that cigar. And there's also like this pretzel-like note. I mean, at the end of the video, you can see I'm burning my fingers, like nubbing it, like. So that's my favorite Avowed cigar, that Avowed the Vow 1125 at number 6. Check that one out. Now we're getting into top 5. I have the La Estancia Edition Exclusivo 50. That's one you gotta hunt for. That's made by Marifel. That was actually sent to me by Skinny Money because somebody asked me if I had reviewed it in the Cigars Unbanded Discord on the virtual lounge, and I said, no, I don't have one. And Skinny said he was gonna fix that, and he did. Thanks, buddy. That has like nutty hay at the beginning, and then at some point there becomes like super smooth, sweet cedar. There's this like sweet almond cookie note and like dried apricot. Eventually, like a sweet citrusy note joins the retro. That hay note eventually gets like really creamy. That almond cookie note gets like deeper and a bit toastier as the cigar progresses. There's little touches of white pepper. It never gets in the way of the rest of the profile. Little bits of mild leather that balance like the sweetness of that cigar really well. It's a really tasty cigar. Thank you, Skinny. That's the La Estancia Edition Exclusivo 50 at number 5. Now number 4. The Gotta Fire Serie B in Robusto Gordo. That's a 5.5 by 54. Now the Serie B is very size specific because some sizes are broadleaf wrapper and some sizes are a Ecuadorian sun-grown. So if you want the experience that I had here, it has to be the Robusto Gordo. That thing had like a super smooth retro throughout. It had this note of like, it was delicious. It was like a salted caramel coffee with cream. The cigar starts up with that Fuente funk that I love. The funkiness gets kind of savory at times throughout it. It's got a nice sunflower seed note within it. There's a perfect amount of spice. There was a creamy smoke texture the entire time. Cedar notes throughout. It is a Fuente overall, or after all, but it's like not dominating by any means. But really, that salted caramel coffee note with cream was amazing. I mean, that's why it's number 4 on here. I did a shootout with all the Godifiers. That one was number 1 for me. And number 4 overall for the year. So again, if you want to have this Series B Godifier experience that I had, has to be the Robusto Gordo, or at least an Ecuadorian Sun-Grown. I can't vouch for the other sizes in that with the Ecuadorian Sun-Grown, but the Robusto Gordo is the one I had. So at number 3, we have the Byron Distinguidos. That thing is a crescendo cigar. It had like a nice raisiny sweetness in it. It had this awesome like malted chocolate note. At another point in time, it becomes like a bready chocolate note with like aged musty woodiness. There's a savory funk on it, plenty of like aged tobacco notes. There's a slight like bright florality that breaks up all of these denser notes nicely within the cigar. There's a nice nuttiness to it. It's delicious. I think at the end of the review, I said I'm gonna shut the camera off and nub it until my fingers get hot. It was that good. I prefer it to the Atabey Black. I think it's a better cigar than the Atabey Black. Just because there's more going on. I don't know. I really loved it because obviously I've got that Byron Distinguidos at number 3. Then number 2 on my list, the Davidoff Escurio 10th limited edition. That thing, I don't like the regular Davidoff Escurio. It's just not for me. But that 10th anniversary is just amazing. There's this salted lime note with chocolate on the finish. That was the thing that hooked me. It's got nice aged tobacco notes the whole time. It's got like a toasted earthy oak with a mushroom-like funk at one point. Otherwise, nice toasted nutty earth. Cinnamon spice, and then it turns into like red pepper spice in the final third. Cigar didn't really drop off at all. The cigar ramped up, but it did it gracefully and gained flavors that weren't present on the rest of the cigar, so it kept it interesting. I mean, that, like I said, that salted lime note with chocolate on the finish was what really, God, it's so good. I actually just ordered some more from my boys. Super good cigar. Check it out. They still exist. They're not super cheap, but they're an LE. Please don't buy them all out. I need to get some more, but you should definitely check out that Davidoff Escurio 10th. It's number 2 on my list for 2025. And then number 1 on my list for 2025, another Davidoff. I'm not a huge Davidoff guy, but they have some. They're just bangers. A Davidoff Colorado Claro Specialty. JB from the Cigars Unbanded Discord sent that to me. Thanks, buddy. It was a fantastic cigar. It had like nice musty aged tobacco notes, like I love. It was sometimes like so thick, like the mustiness of it all, it was almost like mushroomy. There was like a smoky quality that a lot of the different notes in the cigar had without it being like a fire cured smokiness, right? Not that dense, at least. At times it was like smoky leather. At other times it was like this smoked chocolate. Super good. There was also this like berry fruit sweetness in it that kept popping up. That was really interesting. There was some nuttiness. There was some cinnamon spice on that thing. At one point, I think I said there was like a syrupy citrus note and coffee. That's definitely a complex cigar that's worth paying attention to. That one totally surprised me, that I liked that one as much as I did. Obviously, it's my number 1 of 2025, the Davidoff Colorado Claro Specialty. So that's my list for 2025. Like I said last year, I kind of got complaints in the comments like, it's an expensive list. Some of these are. 7 of them are like under 20 bucks though, which with today's cigar prices, that's affordable, right? Somebody suggested in the Cigars Unbanded Discord that I should do a like top 10 budget cigars or something. I might do that someday. My thought process on cigars is, you know, they take a while to smoke. I mean, you're dedicating a decent amount of time to smoking that cigar, right? And, you know, I've got a job. This isn't my job. This is more of a hobby. I've got kids. I've got family things to do, home ownership stuff you got to do. I would rather smoke less really good cigars than be ripping like $5 bundle sticks, right? I don't need to smoke a cigar every day. I'd love to. I'd love to have the time to, but I don't. So I go for it. I buy dumb stuff sometimes, and some of it turns out to be really, really good. Some of it turns out not to be that great. We have on our Cigars Unbanded Thursday night live stream, we have a series we do. It was called like Burnin' Benjis, which was $100 cigars, and then we had Flamin' 50s. I think we're still in the middle of that. We come across a lot of high buck cigars that absolutely are not worth it. And then on the Cigars Unbanded weekly live stream, like the regular one, we find some cheap cigars, well, cheaper cigars that are really, really good. So yeah, kind of all over the place with this list. Good representation from like all the different major producing regions. I didn't try to do that. I didn't try to do anything but put together the list of the 25 cigars I liked the most this year. So that's what I got. Have you guys had any of these? Do you agree with some of these? Is there one of these on here that you're just like, you like that thing? You know? Yeah. So I'm looking forward to 2026, man. I just love trying different cigars. So if you guys got any that you loved this year or something, let me know down in the comments. If I haven't had them, I'll try them. And that's about it. I mean, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to be, there's a button over here. Don't forget to check out our Thursday night live stream, Cigars Unbanded, in partnership with Small Batch. There's a button here for that. I'll have some review over here, and maybe I'll put the top 25 of 2024 over here, and then I'll have the top 25 of 2024 playlist down here. Nah, top 25 of 2025. I'll put all of the reviews for this video in the link down there. Thanks for watching.